You know, with Coach Helton getting hired and everything around then, I could feel that the team, you know, the school was making a change. And to be able to say that, you know, I was part of that team, our team, you know, as a whole was able to bring the USC back, you know what I mean, from what it was to what it is now. And, you know, they went to the Cotton Bowl this year. They ended up losing to Ohio State, a very good football team. But the fact that we're back in BCS Bowls, New York Six Bowls, you know, we had a 9-game win streak.
Beat Penn State in the final seconds of the Rose Bowl.
One of the best.
How was that feeling, man?
I mean, it's awesome. It's arguably the best Rose Bowl ever.
Yeah.
This last one that just passed with Baker Mayfield and those guys, that was pretty slick too.
Yeah.
But you know, it's awesome to know you're a part of history, and then on a personal note, to be an All-American at USC and finally be on the wall forever. Right. So it feels good. It really did.
Legacy. It feels like you stamped your legacy down into the USC
man.
books.
Forever.
Yeah, I had a friend who went to USC, and we watched UCLA versus USC in 2008 or 9.
Oh, okay,
yeah, and they fought on the field actually, and it was crazy. Yeah, sold out crowd, 90,000 people. It's almost like unreal.
We sell out against UCLA and Notre Dame every year,
dude. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I don't like either school, so it's whatever.
All right, so your senior season ends, cap it off, fucking huge, and now you're looking towards the draft.
Right.
You know, like, what are you thinking now as far as the draft is coming up and preparations? What did you have to do?
I was just getting myself right to be able to prove to these coaches in the NFL. It's like starting over. It's like freshman year of college all over again after the draft. You know what I mean? And you got to prove to these 32 teams that you're all about it. And that's what I did. And leading up to the draft was just training and like just focusing on yourself. It's a lot different. I never had done this before. You know what I mean? I've always had team workouts. I've always had those things with USC. At the professional level, it really is. You got to take care of yourself,
right? Because
it's a business.
And if you fall off the wagon, it's completely your fault.
Right, exactly. Like if you're not successful in the NFL, you blame yourself. And so what you have to do is you have to take care of yourself. And when you have 53 guys on a roster that are taking care of themselves but still focusing on the team, it sounds really bad if you're not a part of it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? When you're listening to me talk right now, you think I'm saying you got to be selfish. You do. But you just have to make sure you do your job, because at the professional level, everybody understands that if they do their job, the team wins.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? So like it sounds like it's not like fun anymore, but it really is, because obviously it pays well.
Right.
So.
I mean, but at that point, you're still like a real young adult, right? So and
like I was 23 at the time. I'm
growing
24
pains
now.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, most definitely. You got guys like Tom Brady, who's like 40 years old, who's been in the league forever. Like, you're going against these guys, right? So like, you got to step up to the game. Like, you have to step up. Like, there's only like 1,800, including practice squad guys in the NFL. Like, think about that. How many football players there are in the world?
Right.
And only 1,800 of us.
That's
are
like
on the
less
team.
than 10% of the
ridiculous.
Of the population of football players.
It's stupid.
Yeah, that's insane. What was your biggest challenge, for yourself going into the draft?
Obviously focusing on my weight. It got to the point where when I was done with college, when I was in the middle of college, when I stopped playing basketball, I put on some weight. And the bottom line is like my success depends on my weight. If I'm able to make sure that I'm in the right weight every year.
But don't they want a bigger guy on the line?
It's a counterbalance. Like I'm like too big. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like
there's like a threshold.
Like there's that mark where it's like yes, I'm 6'9", so I'm not ever gonna be 315 pounds. Maybe that would be badass. Be like the mountain, have like a six pack. Maybe that'd be dope. Now that I think about it. But realistically,
carrying stones.
Right. Realistically, me being 330 to 350 is a great weight for me. Right. That's really fat for other guys because they're shorter.
Yeah. Sure.
But being over 350 is not good. Like that's just that weight.
But you run a 5'5" 40.
And I appreciate. Yeah. That
is fucking crazy.
And I appreciate that. And that's one of those things that like. That show the athleticism, you know what I'm saying?
And your vertical is what, 2 feet?
Yeah, something like that. So like, like when you're doing these type of things, and you show these athleticism to these coaches, that only goes because their thing is like impact, right? They have all these like theories, which is true. Like the more you weigh, the heavier you are, the more impact you keep making on your body. Your body's not gonna last as long.
Bad on the knees, bad on the ankles.
All that type of stuff over time. So you got to deal with the political bullshit, but it's if you want to make money, like you got to do it. Yeah. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, were you nervous going into the combine?
Yeah,
kind of showing. I mean, you're on TV.
Yeah,
I even got like YouTube like, hey, yo, Zach Banner's on a, check out the YouTube clip of Zach Banner's 40 today, or his his workout.
Like it was nerve wracking because these big moments are the only times you're able to display, right? And then when I was done with pro day after and the combine and all that stuff, you kind of just like you're just sitting and waiting, and you're interviewing, you're talking to these coaches personally, but you're kind of just sitting and waiting, and that's probably the worst part, having other people decide your fate.
What do you think they're evaluating on the mental side on the IQ side of the game? X's
and O's, basics. Like if you can understand the difference between a nose tackle who's in the 3 technique over the right guard or the left guard, and like a guy who's a head up shade, understanding formations.
So they shouldn't have to teach you the language.
Exactly, and they didn't. And I can compliment myself and humbly brag myself, like X's and O's were never a thing. Like that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like knowing football, assignment, details, all that. I've always taken pride just because, I mean, as long, like that's something easy you should be able to take care of, right? Like knowing the basics of your job.
And there's more than meets the eye when it comes to offensive lines, right?
Right, yeah, there is. I mean, it's this offensive line is the second hardest position on the team mentally.
Second to
quarterback.
Okay.
Quarterback's the hardest.
Of course, right?
It's the hardest. They have to know everything. They have to know wide receivers, like quarterback. Yeah, they just need to know everything. I think the easiest is probably running back, because you're one guy, right? So you always have like one set job. And you're either carrying the ball or knowing where you're hitting. Now, don't get me wrong. There's still like reads, like where they're reading on cut lanes and things like that. But running back is the easiest job, and they know it. Like,
but they're the most destroyed position.
Oh yeah.
They have the shortest lifespan.
If you want to talk about the 2 most dangerous jobs, safety and running back, they're running at full speed collisions from 30 yards apart every single play. Like safety and running back, those are the ones with the shortest careers, the shortest lifespans, things like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. I remember Terrell Davis went on that. They won the 2 Super Bowls, and then all of a sudden he's like, "I'm done."
Yeah,
I'm done.
because like,
damn, that's it. Fucking win.
You gotta
Super Bowls
see
and
it.
Split.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like you gotta, especially health wise, and he's smart. Like like if you're able to take care of your body and brain, especially, and make sure you get out this game safely. That's worth a lot more than an extra year and an extra couple mil. I know that sounds crazy, but like
no, for sure,
it's really true
on a long term sense, right?
Because like Tom Brady, he's the greatest of all time. Yeah. Like he's really a freak of nature to be able to possibly play 5 more years at the age of 40, right? Guys are usually generally done in the league between ages 28. Thank you, Prim.
Yeah.
Between 28 and like I don't know the average, like, but like 28 and 35. Like if you make it to 35, you had a great career. Like that's a 10 to 12 year career. Yeah.
It's like the average.
That's something stupid. Like the average kicker, span, right? Yeah, exactly, right. Like kickers, they don't count. Okay, you got Vinny over here, Vinatieri over here, like about to be 44 or something like that. But like, and the average is like 3 to 4 year career. Like guys are usually out of the league their first contract. But like if you're able to make that 10, that's like awesome. Like I don't give a damn if you have Pro Bowls, Super Bowls, things, because there's so many things behind the scenes, like your 401k, your, like if you invest all in if you max out your 401k every year for the first 3 years in the league, when you retire and get that money at 65, it's 1.5 sitting right there.
Damn.
And that's just 3 loads of 18K, because that's the max. Everybody can max out their 401k to 18K a year. That's the IRS like standard right there, that you have to, that's the max that you get, everybody, including the NFL. But the way it works is like if you're on an active roster for 3 years, your second year, they double it, whatever's in there. Like, there's so many different things that, like...
It's like hazard pay almost, right?
Yeah, because they know. They know that if they don't take care of you... Like, you remember that settlement they just had a couple of years ago where I don't know how much millions they had to pay those guys, the old players that had the CTE thing.
CTE, right.
All those things. They don't want to do that crap again in 20 years.
For sure.
They don't want to do it. But... at the same time, they don't want to give you the extra money. You got to earn it. Yeah. So that's why you got to be smart in investing. You got to be smart in saving, all these type of things. But so it's a business, man. It's like people think because they see it on TV and Sports Center and they watch all the top players, they think it's like football. It's not. It's a business, and people understand that. I understand that. I'm okay with that. So let's just play the game and have fun.
Especially because you're fresh into your career.
Right.
You know, are there things that you're seeing, at least on the CTE side of things, that they're doing to... like play safe. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, I get what you're saying. Like, we want to see big hits, and we want to see all
those
this,
things where guys put their head into things like that. But that's what the targeting penalties and these type of things are for, to protect players. And then, guys, like... when you see somebody get a targeting penalty or anything that costs the team 15 yards, so like a face mask, a hit to the head, things like that, that's like lowest 12, highest 20 to 30 grand fine.
Dang.
And you get a letter. You play on Sunday, you get a letter in your locker on Tuesday that says, "Hey, congratulations, we just took this much money out of your next check." Like,
oh my God.
So then that week you basically played for free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So guys don't want to lose money. Guys aren't stupid. Some are stupid. Some don't give a damn. But like, that's insane.
Right. I can imagine the ones who don't give a damn are more of the star players, right?
Yeah, like guys who are making those and like things like that. But that's even dumb for them to be doing, because that's just money that you throw away. It's so stupid. I don't understand it.
For sure. Yeah. And so now going into, we talked about, you know, the combine and stuff, and now going into the draft, and where did they see you projected at going into the draft?
Yeah, like after pro day, it was between the 2nd and 5th round.
Okay.
So, and obviously I landed in the 4th.
Yeah.
I was hoping, you know, certain guys would get me on the 2nd day, but I was just really grateful for the Colts when they gave me the opportunity.
Yeah,
like that was awesome.
Was there any point where you were feeling nervous or?
Oh yeah, like every single time, I was 137th pick. Every single time the 136 guys before me got picked, it's like but you know that you're not going to be that pick because they call you before. So that's when you see the guys knowing they're about to be picked by a team, like, "Hey Zach," and so the Colts called me like 2 picks before that, said, "Hey, we're about to pick you up," and I was just.
What was that feeling like?
Unbelievable. You know, you set goals for your entire life.
Yeah.
You know, to be drafted and to finally reach it. You know, I just couldn't stop crying, couldn't stop thinking. Like, just, it was awesome because
you weren't at the actual draft though, right?
No. I stayed home in Tacoma.
Family, right?
Yeah, I was at home in Tacoma, Washington, with my family. Yeah. So I didn't want to have to wait in the green room the entire time. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to be around my friends, my family, and it was awesome.
Yeah, man, that's got to be crazy. And so, you know, everything that you worked for, and now it's coming to realization with the NFL. Is there anything that you would have done different to sort of adjust your path to how you got into the organization? Only thing
I would change is I would get on, like, right now, like, I'm real focused on my body and my weight and stuff. I would have focused up a little bit more in college. Other than that, I wouldn't change anything because it's about the experience, and like, you can't get mad at yourself too much. You can sit back and understand and look at your mistakes, and then fix them and make sure you don't do them again. But that's like that thing in life, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be able to adjust. If I ran out right now and I shot somebody in the face, just hella random, right? Mm-hmm. Shot somebody in the face, I'd be going to jail, like, for the rest of my life. While I'm in jail, I can sit there and think about how extreme that was, and damn, how stupid, why'd I do that? But over time, and I know this sounds really crazy because I just talked about killing somebody, but over time, you have to be able to tell yourself and understand that you made that mistake.
Yeah.
how can I move on, and how can I better this world by not only making that mistake again, but you know what I mean, like fixing it and finding that purpose.
Anything.
Yeah, finding that purpose in the world. And I know that's an extreme thing about the shooting in the face, but do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I can't sit back and look back at things I should have done, and that's really the only thing that I've thought about. Like, bottom line is if I played my last 2 years in college 20 to 30 pounds lighter, I'd have been a first rounder. Coaches have told me that.
Do you think it would have been different if you had went into the draft after your junior year for you?
Nah, because I was still it would have just been that senior year solidified that I was a second to fifth round pick. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That junior year, I could have been it could have been really gifted and like awesome that maybe I would have been late first, second, like some miracle thing, some team really believed
because
in me.
I think after your junior year, you were sitting at like the number 6 offensive lineman in the nation.
Right, yeah. But like when you look at that though, then you have to think about this. And here's where the crazy part, right? It's not just about like the draft board. It's about what team needs that. Right. So if let's just say that was true, right? And the fifth, and I'm the 5th and 6th offensive lineman. That pick might not be needed until like the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th round. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It all depends on what teams and things like that. So that's where it falls in. There are and you see the guys every year. There are very few guys in every draft that guy is going to be a top 3 pick no matter what. Miles was an example. Like, there was not going to be 3 teams that were going to pass on Myles Garrett just because he's that freakish of an athlete and he's awesome. Right. Really good dude. Love him as a teammate. You know, and then you got the draft coming up. Like, you know, I honestly think from what coaches are saying, Sam's in the same situation, Sam Darnold. Like, he's a top 10 player. Like, there's not going to be 10 teams that pass on him. Right. And if they do, then that means something was wrong. You get what I'm saying? So, like, very few guys are all that. Everybody else is situational. Does that coach look at this guy and really want that guy? Yeah. Does this coach really look at that guy and say, I want him to be a part of my organization?
Yeah, and the tiny details are what can raise or lower the draft stock of a player. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So it was mainly your weight that you were concerned about that was lowering your draft stock.
Yeah.
But when you got to the 4th round, you got drafted, and you went to the Colts drafted you, and so you went through this journey with them for you made the first cut.
Yep.
You know, and what is that? It's about 100 players, right? And then they cut about 30 or 40.
Yeah. So I made it all the way to the final cut, and I made it through the first day of that when I was at active 53. So let's say it was on Friday. Yeah. That was announced. Then I was let go on Sunday. I was brought in on Sunday. So I made the first active 53. We're done. We're getting ready for the season. We play the next game the next week. And then I get brought in. And then so once that happened, the coach was like, hey, we don't think anybody's going to pick you. Not the coach, the GM. He said, hey, we don't think anybody's going to pick you up. We gamble right now. Like so when you get waived, you have 24 hours.
Okay.
And then you're just an active free agent.
Okay.
If you get picked up, your contract gets picked up in that 24 hours. So 4 teams bidded on me, and you then go to the team with the worst record the year before or the highest bid at that moment, and that was the Browns. So that 24 hours, that was probably one of the most scariest 24 hours of my life, just because you don't know what's going to happen next. But I'll tell you what, if that ever happened again, I would definitely be more ready for it, just because mentally I'm at a place where I strongly feel like I can play in this National Football League. I just need to be able to not only prove it to the coach, but remember what I told you about a situational thing? Chris Carter, there's this awesome video, you can find it on YouTube later, where he's talking about situational things, and he said 5% of guys, remember what I told you about, are just freak athletes, are going to be the #1 guy, like Deion Sanders, Lawrence Taylor, guys like that. The other 95% of the National Football League is always a situational league. That helps me work.
Right. I mean, Tom Brady was a 6th round draft pick, right?
6 or 7.
6 or 7.
Yeah, like it's crazy, right?
Yeah. Pick number 438.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So like when stuff like that happens, you just have to sit back, realize why you got released in the first place. how you can take care of it in the future, and take care of your opportunity right now.
Yeah, the business side of it seems really tricky.
Yeah.
You know, not only trying to keep yourself healthy and keep yourself within a certain way that they want to see you at, but you have to know how to not get yourself screwed over. Huh?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, you have to be able to not give them reasons to let you go. Like, don't be down in Tumon drunk as hell and then TMZ the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be doing that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Go have fun with your friends, and coaches understand that. Everybody goes out. But don't be acting stupid. You know what I'm saying? Don't give people reasons.
Taking off your shirt and jumping on cars and shit.
Punch your girlfriend or something crazy like that. Don't do that type of stuff. Don't give them a reason, because they want to win more than anybody in the world.
Right,
and they'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah, and it's super important for you to have this sort of image because you haven't shown anything in the NFL, right?
Right, exactly. So, like, I had 50 snaps, and 23 of them were at the end of the Detroit game. All the rest of them, so 27 of them.
2 games you played last year, right? 2.
Yeah, I played. Yeah. I had a couple. I had like a play against the Chargers, and I had like 23 against Detroit.
Okay.
The rest of them I was on field goal.
Okay.
So 27 plays, I was on field goal. Like, I've put stuff on the film that I can play, but I need to be able to prove that I can dominate. You get what I'm saying? So this second year, that's kind of that follow-up year that, like, you show that you belong here. You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah, that's part of it, bro.
Yeah. I don't want to go past our time. Where are we at right now, dude? 22. Wow, okay. All right. Yeah, still got a little time.
No, we're good.
I definitely don't want to.
No, you're good.
Don't want to keep you too long.
8 minutes. We're good.
Playing your first NFL game, man. I mean, to represent yourself, and then also represent this place.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's on a world class level. We have John Tuck and Frank the Crank.
Right.
And Baby Joe and JJ Ambrose. They're representing on the UFC and the Bellator, top scale of the fighting organization. But now you're sitting on the NFL organization and bringing up, man, it just blows my mind, because
appreciate
it's you really grasped on to what this place is all about.
Yeah, this is about family, right?
Yeah,
and
and you brought us with you on your shoulders,
right?
Through your college career and now through your NFL career.
Yeah, it's a lot easier than it sounds. Yes, it's a lot of responsibility to make sure I don't get in trouble, but I'm already a homebody. Like, I've been checking out your PlayStation behind you this entire time, right? Like I'm a homebody.
You're welcome to come over anytime.
Yeah, I'll beat your ass in FIFA. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like I'm so good at FIFA. It's ridiculous. Like, I think I am not only the best player on the Browns in FIFA, and I will actively say that I'm top 5 in the National Football League of FIFA. So I'm okay with sitting home, chilling with my dog. You know what I'm saying? Girlfriend's in the back taking care of work, at her job, or she's just chilling watching me. I'm good with that. So, like, it's easy to stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
The hardest thing is when I get done with my workout. Because I look at it like, did I do enough today? And did I do enough to not keep myself? Because this National Football League is really, really just dirty, man. Like, they can let you go at any moment. I can get a text right now saying, hey, you're a free agent.
Yeah. I saw you on Facebook Live, Master Random Podcast, and
yeah,
we're going to have to let you go.
Yeah, I really didn't like how you were talking about the Browns organization on that podcast, right? By the way, I love Cleveland. Seriously, I don't saying this for the GM's sake. I really do love Cleveland. The people out there are good. Cold as hell. That's the only difference. Back home in Washington, it lowest it'll get is, like, I remember one time it was extreme, like, blizzard storm in Tacoma, and it was only like 25. Like, it was -6 at practice at one point.
Damn.
In Cleveland. Like, I'm over here looking around like, okay, I'm so happy they're paying us because I don't know if I could do this for free. Like you want to be able, when you play on Sundays, and it's real talk, like Sundays are easy because during the week practice is like when you earn your money, workouts, things, showing up to meetings, things like that's when you. Sundays is what you love.
I watched Hard Knocks.
Right.
A couple of seasons of Hard Knocks.
You know what I'm saying? Like Sundays is fun. It's really fun.
That's when they're letting the animals loose.
Yeah, that's when you just go out there and just play. You're running around. You get to hit the other team. That's fun, and that's what you look for in football. During the week, it's hard. You're seeing the same faces. You're seeing the same guys. You're seeing your coach. He's cussing you out because you're not doing the things you need to be doing.
Right.
It's hard. It's really hard. So you look around and you're like, okay, come on. You gotta pay. You gotta feed the family. And real talk. So that's the only scare. Go back to it.
Yeah.
The scariest thing is like, did I do enough today?
Yeah, for sure.
To keep going.
Now I see what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying? And that comfort level changes.
Because it's easy to get comfortable, right? Because you got a steady flow of income.
So easy.
You know, and you're doing exactly what you love, what you always wanted to do.
Before I was released by the Colts, I was comfortable. I wasn't walking around thinking I was hot shit, treating people different. But I was comfortable. Right. I was like, I'm a baller. I'm a ball this preseason. I'm going to be on the team. When I made the active 53, everybody saying congrats, good job, blah, blah, blah. I'm just sitting there like, I already expected it. Like, that's how you have to have that swag about you, because if it goes. Then, after I was released for a couple weeks, I was timid. I was scared. And then one of my good friends.
It was like a reality check.
One of my good friends, T.Y. McGill, he's a D lineman for us now. He was with me in the Colts, and then he's with me now with the Browns. He told me, he said, bro, you can't worry about that. He's like, you're a baller. Be a baller. Get that swag about you. If you see the guys who have been on the same squad, look at James Harrison, who's been released like 4 or 5 times, right? Now he's with the New England Patriots, but he's a sack leader with the
Steelers.
With the Steelers, right? So like, but he just got released. Like, anybody at any moment can get released. Look at Alex Smith. It just got traded like after that balling, but for the past couple of years.
Because the Chiefs wanted 17 mil.
So you get what I'm saying? It's all a numbers game. There's so many different things. You can't let that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If this ever happens again, of where I want to play with the Browns forever, but if this ever happens again where I'm waived and I need to go to another team, I'll be at an easier state. It sucks, and I don't ever want that to happen. But I'm telling you right now, like, my mindset is like, gotta earn the paycheck. You got to earn that. Like, that's why you're here at this level. Not only to hopefully get a yellow jacket one day, not only to ball, Pro Bowls, things like that. That's a good thing.
Those are the bonuses.
Those come with it. But this is a business, and you got to keep yourself in it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm
listening, by the way. I just
No.
After this.
I just don't want to run out of time here.
Okay.
B3 Foundation. Let's start talking about that, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's really cool what you're doing. It's from Tacoma to LA and
Guam.
Shit all the way down here, bro.
3 locations. 3 locations I really give a damn about, right? Yeah. Like, it's my location.
Why LA? What's special? Oh no, yeah. Okay.
USC.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, come on, bro. Wake up, right? It's easy to go to these schools and speak and just talk. That's something I've been doing since I was in high school. It's harder to recognize what the issue is. So let's talk about what the issue with Guam is. Now, I'm gonna put this on a video later too on my Instagram. I have it already planned out. The issue with Guam football is that we're stuck back in these 1970 times, back when football first started on the island, even before that.
I think the pads they issue too are from
they're still from the 1970s, right? Which is crazy, but it's better than nothing. The issue is not only funding will come later, right?
Yeah.
It's not just that the issue. The biggest issue right now that's holding us back is this dumbass weight rule. Kids being too big to play Little League football. We have it in the States where there are some Little League football youth teams that do initiate the weight rule. Like, if you're this weight, you're too big. Like, I was 5 foot in the 2nd grade, right?
Jesus.
I was a big ass kid.
I think I was 5 foot in the 11th grade.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I think you're 5 foot now. So the weight rule, I would have been, if I didn't play in the inner city league that I played in that didn't have a weight rule.
Yeah.
I was in second grade. I would have had to play with like fifth graders or something like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so that's the rule that they have here. And then if you don't like that, you just don't play.
Right.
So we're too small of an island to have a weight rule, because what that does is it establishes that this kid's too big to play, like, so he can't play, or he has to play at a higher level. Then if he plays at a higher level, he's gonna get hurt.
Right.
He's not gonna be developed enough to play at that level. He's gonna get hurt. He's not gonna succeed at that level. Very few kids, like my teammate Larry, who's out here, his second year of his sophomore year of high school is when he first started playing football. Very few kids can do that and then be successful.
Right.
So these kids aren't playing at all, or they're playing very badly because they're playing at, you know what I mean? No second graders can play with fifth graders. So he doesn't play football until or the fact that he has to worry about getting his weight down. No need to worry about that. Then you get the kids who are able, that pool of kids that are the same size, right? So you got third graders that are all, let's say they're all 85 pounds, right?
Yeah. Then
you got some of those guys who are running back size, but they have to play offensive and defensive line. So they're learning, right? So then they learn to play O-line and D-line. But when they get to high school,
they're the size of a running back.
They're the size of a running back. So then they can't play O-line, D-line. Or if they do play O-line, D-line, they suck at it. Like, let's just be honest. Like, football here is bad because of that development. They don't have the development. So then when they get there and they have to switch to running back, but they've been playing offensive tackle their whole life, they're not going to be coordinated to play high school running back.
So that's what you're seeing from having these camps?
It's easy. That's the number one thing. Once we change that, and I'm working on it. Like, I'm working on it with the coaches, getting them all together. And then also the second thing that there's an issue with, and we'll wrap it up with this. The second thing is the coaches here have this pride, and I've talked to them at this coaches clinic. They have this certain hate for certain schools that they don't like. Let's say some of these coaches don't like FD, or don't like Guam High, or don't like these other things because they get certain funding. So they got beef with them year round, right? So they're not meeting with each other. Like, that coaches clinic we had the other day was the first time everybody was in the same room talking football.
Everyone met each other.
Everyone met each other because they're saying screw you throughout the year.
Right.
Listen, when you play each other on Saturdays or Fridays, that's when you say screw you. But to change this environment on the island, you have to have these meetings in the off season
to develop the
league and talk about these issues and things like that.
Makes sense.
So that's the thing that we're going to move on with, and that's the first thing that I'm going to attack. And once we get that settled, then you'll start seeing, like, this is too small of an island to have beef year round. It's too small of an island to not to have this dumbass weight rule.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it makes sense. It makes total sense what you're trying to do here, and it's development's important. A development in anything, you cannot start off with the adults. It takes having to start off with the kids and then kind of grow them into it.
Right.
But if the system is broken, then you're not going to really have anybody who has the caliber to go and play college ball coming out of Guam. Because I can see that as a real opportunity these days, right?
And you can, because the way we have film, and then all these coaches, some don't have cameras and things like that's funding. That's things we can take down the road. But why is it that there's football players coming from Japan and playing in college and you know what I mean? Why is there people from Africa, from Europe, all the people all over the world? There's no difference between skin or how fast or size and things like that. There's some big ass boys on this island, but they're just not developed because they're not able to play football at a young age. I've been playing football since second grade. It's easy. It's easier than Larry, who had to start in the middle of high school. He's a rare breed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Rare breed. Like, you got to start off with you have to develop these kids at a young age. We can't do that. And here's the reason why they have the weight rule. The weight rule, first of all, the weight rule was initially created for safety, because people, and this is even in the States, because parents had a problem with the 5-foot second grader hitting the crap out of their normal size second grader. Does that make sense?
Yes, totally.
But there's a way to coach safe football. Tackling with your head to the side, head up, blocking without your head in the thing. So we have to be able to, when the administration of this Guam Youth Football League, they're going to say, well, we have it for safety. You can coach safe football. First of all, football is always going to be an injury game. But there's a difference between injuries and concussions. There's a difference between injuries and never being able to walk again.
Right.
There's tearing your shoulder, tearing your knee, tearing your ankle.
And paralysis.
That can happen.
Right.
Yeah, or CTE. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference between those things. So once you take that away, then also let's just talk about the states. My little inner city of Tacoma didn't have a weight rule. So that way, all kids had an opportunity to play football because there was a lot of kids who didn't have a lot of money in my area and around throughout the city. The surrounding neighborhoods and leagues, like the little Puyallup Rough Riders and these surrounding teams in the suburbs, they have the weight rule because they don't want to play us.
Yeah,
they don't want to play the little black and brown skinned kids from the inner city who are big as hell. They want to have an excuse to stay to themselves. We don't need to worry about that on the island. But that's just another reason why they have weight rules and scattered around the states.
I see.
The weight rule's stupid. Too small of an island to have it. I'm going to destroy it. I'm going to take it down myself. That's my mission.
Zach Banner, 6'10", coming in.
Yeah.
Hard. Taking it out. Yeah, man. I think what you're doing.
The pause. That sounded really homo. The way that he said that, didn't he? Putting it in, taking it out real hard. I don't know what he just said. We need to put a major pause on that. We might need to edit that out. Yeah.
It's a coffee.
Getting them excited. I might need to get out of this apartment.
Nah, dude. I think it's what you're doing is really great. I actually had I asked some people on Instagram stories if they had any questions, random questions for me specifically, and one of my cousins, she had a question and you basically answered everything that she was asking about coaches and how do we get our people or kids that want to become collegiate players or NFL players, how do they get over the disadvantage? And getting over the disadvantage is not because we're disadvantaged.
Right.
It's because of the system.
The system's messed up right now. So once we fix the system, things are going to start getting better. And then when you add film and things like that, things will get better. But unfortunately, it's not going to be with this generation. Yeah. Let's just be realistic. Yeah. Maybe some kids who are in 4th grade right now, we can maybe get it done by high school. But this disadvantage this is going to be a while. Like, this is a system thing, right? To change a system, you have to have to manipulate it slowly, so that way you don't do it wrong. They're going to name a field after you. That'd be awesome. I hope it's not the red clay field that I've been seeing. Like, I hope it's like a legit turf field. And one day too, I do want to be able to, if I'm able to make enough money in the future, I do want to be able to donate money and get fields and stuff like that taken care of. Realistically, I can't right now. So how are we going to make it better? Change the system. For sure. Yeah, man. I think sports has a really big we here on Guam for sports, there's a bright future for it. Yeah. Because today we're seeing we have Chamorros in the NFL, we have Chamorros in the MLB, in the UFC, Bellator, and so and I'm pretty sure there's more top caliber athletes that are out there that I'm probably most likely missing. We have Olympian runners and track and field stars and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, dude. Let me end with one last question from my friend Terrence Diego. Okay. What is your favorite Chamorro dish? I can really say the generic Kelagwins and red rice. I really could, because my mom was full Chamorro. She went to ND growing up, and then she's 16. She went to high school in the States, and she's been living out there ever since. She what is it? I think it's called adobe in Filipino, right? Adobo, the chicken. Stafao, basically Chamorro, right? Yeah. That was like the only thing she used to make. we loved it, and she didn't even call us stafao growing up because my little brother's hella picky. He's just like, if you would have heard stafao, so we said chicken and rice, right? Yeah. That I know I sound really generic. Red rice and kelagwin, like every single type, different types. Freaking beef kelagwin, shrimp. Marlin was kind of a little iffy. I wasn't really feeling that one. Spam kelagwin's disgusting. I love spam the way it is. Don't make spam kelagwin. Hey, Spam's not good when it's cold. I call ourselves a wartime society, food intakers. Yeah, we're all about the cat food spam. Here. Don't get me wrong. I love spam. I love corned beef. I love those things, but I don't like it kelagwin style, like cold. Like that's disgusting. Yeah. Throw it in the frying pan for a little bit. Yeah, to fry it up, cut it up, put it in with some eggs and rice. I'm good with that. And then obviously the red rice, it's phenomenal. I've realized that not everybody can cook it the right way.
Right,
not everybody
right.
can. I have an auntie
They don't have
Rita
the magic.
I have an auntie Rita that has the most magic touch on red rice. It's like she like cooks it with like a little bit of pork in it too, like with the bacon.
Yeah, yeah.
A little bacon chopped up and then a little bacon grease in there, so it's nice. You know, you can grab it with your hands. You know what I mean? Real nasty,
Little
like
red rice ball.
Little red rice ball. It's horrible for you. Horrible, but
Super
it's
horrible.
great.
I think all the comfort foods here on Guam is extremely horrible
Oh, it's
for you.
extremely horrible. Like if we talk about the sodium content of Spam itself, and we talked about what you're really eating, like that's awful, right?
Yeah.
But it's so good. So that's why it's so good. That's why, you know what I mean. That's why you got a couple. You got to get a couple pudgies, and then you got a few skinnies. You know what I'm saying? It's a different thing. Like some people had a little too much Spam growing up. Okay. After so wrapping it up right now, man. I just want to say this is awesome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Zach.
The gear that you have scattered around this apartment is phenomenal. I like the guitar set that you have in the corner.
Thank you.
The AC needs to be up just a little bit more for me next time. The PlayStation,
Got you.
The PlayStation,
72.
you got a little charging station over there. It looks good. I see you have a little good setup. I'm an Xbox guy myself.
Yeah.
I see you with the Apple TV, right? Is that Apple TV?
Apple TV.
With the Netflix and chill.
Yeah,
that way
yeah.
when the ladies come over, it's real easy. Real easy. Or guys,
Kenwood
right?
system
Like what
is
you
from
said earlier. Yeah, we're good. Go ahead. You were bragging about your sound system. What were you saying?
My lady's getting mad at this moment.
Oh, is she mad right now? There's a lady that's mad, specific lady. Yeah.
What Netflix and chill? With
Yeah,
what bitches?
right. Yeah, right. With what whores are you speak of? That's at my boyfriend's place.
What do you mean HBO Now and chill?
Right. Yeah. Stars. Are you kidding me?
Oh my god!
Thank you for having me.
No,
bro,
thank
for
you,
real,
bro.
And then next time I'm on island, I'm definitely gonna stop by. This is way better than the Skype thing. The Skype thing was bullshit. You guys, I was thinking you guys were in some random basement, like just you know what I mean. Like this is way better.
Yeah,
this is more my style.
This is the apartment. This is where all the episodes happen, dude.
Yeah,
and
you know what I mean. This is 5-star. The Skype was 2-star.
Thank you.
Like
Thank
the 5-star. I'm a 5-star you of girl. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to wine and dine me. I need to come here. I'm definitely never doing the Skype thing again.
The Michelin stars, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Come on, bro. Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you, everyone. Shit, if you're joining us on Facebook, Zach Banner. And if you're joining us on the audio, Zach Banner, Cleveland Browns. Hey, man, good luck next season.
Thank you,
for reals, and good luck for the rest of your career, dude.
Thanks, bro.
We're going to be following you forever until you retire. And I'm sure you'll be back almost every year.
Yeah,
it seems
every year, at least once.
Hell yeah.
I might come again this summer, but I'm not sure yet.
Okay, you want to do any plugs or shout outs or anything like that?
Shout out to the island. I mean, really, like, thank you guys. Awesome trip. I'm about to go visit one more school. That's why I'm in a rush. And then I take off tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I'm on my lunch break, so I got to go back to work.
Go, bro. Let's all get out of here.
Thank you, everybody. See you later. Podcast later on today with Bo Santos and one of the guys from 4-Piece Band. So yeah, see you guys later. Peace out.
That good, friend?
Huh?
That good?
Hell yeah. Thank you, bro. I really appreciate it.
Sorry I was in a rush.
No.